I am your host.
And challenge pros hold their own against a team of entertainment high rollers.
Are you serious? This is the challenge, Champs versus Stars.
Welcome to Build Series. We are live in New York City, and I'm Lucy Tobias. We are here with Mike the Miz. Welcome.
Thank you very much. That was a lot of talking, by the way. Did you hear all the dialogue that I had? There was
so much dialogue.
So much talking.
Well, I can say I watched this the other day, and it is so good. I might be dating myself.
Right?
It's so entertaining. I might be dating myself a little bit, but I remember when you were on The Real World back to New York.
Does that mean I'm dated and I'm old? Is that if you're dating yourself and you're talking about me back on The Real World, that means I'm old is what you're saying?
We're both old.
Okay.
We're both old.
Works. We're mature.
We're mature. We're very mature
here. People.
And I remember that was something in The Real World with your castmates that the Miz would come out as sort of your alter ego, and people, your roommates, would be like, psh, Mike, don't be stupid.
Yeah,
then
it wasn't. Yeah, when I was on The Real World, I created a character called The Miz. And once I did The Miz, by the way, that was only on like one episode of The Real World.
It's
but after
burned
that,
in my brain.
Exactly. But after that, I was just known strictly as The Miz.
Yeah.
And then I went on challenge after challenge, dominating, of course.
Yeah.
And saying that I wanted to be a WWE superstar. And then after 3 years of finding an independent wrestling school to teach me the art of professional wrestling, after doing all the challenges and all The Real World and everything on MTV, I finally got a contract with WWE, and I'm still there to this day, and it's 10 years later.
Yeah, baby.
Thanks, everybody. Not to mention that I've won numerous championships, like the WWE Championship, the United States Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, Tag
You're now in your
Championship.
7th reign as Intercontinental
Seventh
Champion?
reign, 7 times.
Like, that's insane.
I have like the 3rd most days out of anybody in the history of WWE as Intercontinental Champion. It's kind of nice.
And I think Maryse has a similar...
She's a 2-time Divas champ. My wife is a 2-time Divas champ. Yes, she's on Total Divas now on E! Every Wednesday, so check it out.
And congratulations.
There's a lot of things going on in my life right now.
I don't even know where to start.
So much talk about. I mean, we're doing Champs versus Stars. We're doing Total Divas. And not only that, I do have Survivor Series this Sunday.
Yes, we're taking on Baron Corbin.
In a sold-out Houston Arena, going up against Baron Corbin, who is the United States champion. I'm the Intercontinental champion. I will prove that it is the most dominant championship in all of WWE. However, not to mention, I'm also my wife is pregnant. Like, we're having our first child.
Are you freaking out?
So, thank you. I have many different feelings about it. So there's the nerves. There's excitement, but also I'm like thinking, okay, all my friends tell me when you have your first child, your life changes. And I was always like, nah, not me. I couldn't change. You can't change me. And then I realized what they were talking about. It's like your whole mind frame changes, where sometimes when I'm out to eat with my wife and she doesn't finish her food, I'm like, finish your food. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, well, wait a second. I don't want to tell my daughter that, because I have ingrained in my head that I always have to finish my food. And sometimes the portions are just a little too much.
Yeah.
And then you're overeating. And I don't want my daughter to overeat. So I was like, all right, well, the way I would teach her is I would say, well, listen, you don't have to finish that, but next time don't take such big portions. And so I was like, maybe that's
there you go.
I mean, that's my mentality now. I'm also looking at YouTube videos, how to braid hair. You know?
I'm sure Maryse is loving that. You can do her hair now.
I'm just trying to figure out how to do it, you know, so she has the coolest braid in school.
So do you think that you're going to be the strict parent, or are you going to be the pushover?
Well, definitely not a pushover. I don't think either one of us is the pushover, to be completely honest with you. But I'm definitely going to say go to your mom. Because I remember back in the day, like I would ask my dad something, he would say no, and I'd go straight to my mom and go,
maybe.
Mom, you know, can I do this? And it's like, what'd your dad say? It's like, I didn't ask him yet, just to, you know, lie. So I got to figure out ways.
Yeah, you have to figure something out there. And do you think, what would you say to your daughter if she came to you and said that she wanted to be a WWE superstar?
Absolutely. Whatever she dreams of, I will support her and make sure that she does it the safest way possible. Because we always tell children not to try what we do at home because it's very, very dangerous. Yeah. But I'll teach her how to cut a promo. You know, any boys trying to pick her up, she's going to be able to spit some gas. So you better have some comebacks for her.
And you and Maryse met when she was on the Divas Search.
That's correct. Yeah. So I was the host of actually the Diva Search, and I'll never forget my now wife coming in. Never met her before in her entire life, and she walks in, and we go, "Hey, why do you want to be a WWE superstar?" And she was like, "My name Maryse," because she didn't speak English.
Wow.
She only spoke French. She's from Montreal, so
Yeah.
she only spoke French. So she was like, Maryse is my name. And I'm like, you know what? You move on to the next round. There's something about you that's good. So by the third time, I was like, listen, if this girl can't speak to the audience,
Yeah.
then I don't know how she could become a WWE superstar. So I was like, can you speak into the microphone? And she goes, promo, you want me cut? Okay. I go, do it in French. Cut the most amazing promo I've ever seen in French.
Wow.
And I was like, you know what? This girl not only has something, this girl's going to be my wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I was like, this is sexy.
And what do you think you've learned from, like, is there anything from being on the Real World, being in the other challenges that you think helped prepare you for the superstar you are today?
Just being in front of a camera at all times, 24/7.
Yeah.
We are in front of a camera. So guess what? We're always entertaining. But, it's like that helped me out. And then not only that, the confessionals. Because all I would do was go in the confessional and just cut promos all day, just practicing. So it definitely helped out, basically. Plus, after the Real World, I would do speeches at colleges motivating students to do whatever they want in their life. So I'd go to colleges and do speeches. So I got to perform in front of live audiences, kind of like what we do in WWE each and every week on Monday Night Raw and Tuesday SmackDown Live. So it's one of those situations where it helped me. It bred me for what I'm doing today.
And I've always wondered, who comes up with the actual challenges? Like, they're so creative.
There's producers amongst one of these challenges has fidget spinners in it.
I know,
and
I saw that.
And I was like, wait a second. How did you come up with giant fidget spinners that you have to spin around on and throw at a target? I mean, the genius. I mean, fidget spinners are in. The most stupidest thing in the world is the most in thing right now.
I feel like there's probably just like an Adlib book that the producers go through with these different oversized,
what's good in pop
tiny
culture and how can we use it in a challenge? It's exactly right. There's no training for this. This is the most ultimate sport that you have. Like, we have so many different stars from all walks of entertainment. We have musicians. We have athletes. We have comedians. And they always say, I'll tell you, I have so many friends that say, I could beat you at a challenge. I can beat you in the challenge. Oh, yeah? Well, now we're giving the stars the chance to step up to the plate and put your money where your mouth is and go up against our top dogs like CT and Bananas and Wes and Emily and Ashley. I mean, they have opportunities to go up against this. I mean, you might be the best in your particular sport, like the NFL. We have Terrell Owens, who's one of the best wide receivers. We have an Olympic gold medalist in Shawn Johnson.
Yep.
We have an MMA fighter in Michelle Waterson. They might be good at those particular sports, but welcome to the challenge, because you never know what's going to happen on these things. And you never know what the game is.
And that's exactly what I saw on the premiere of the challenge, Champs versus Stars, was that some of those athletes you mentioned were like, this is actually a lot harder than I thought it was. It's not just physical.
Train. They train physically and mentally for this. And not only that, they're the ultimate strategists, because it's strategy. It's not just physical and mental stuff anymore. I mean, this sport is all about how you strategize to make it to the end, to make the most money for your charity, because that's what everyone's playing for, is for their charity.
And Ariane is on.
Ariane Andrea, she was a WWE superstar, and we're going to see how she fares, because I always hear, all the WWE superstars always tell me, I could have dominated you in the challenge. I'm like, listen, you don't understand how dominant in my day I was. I mean, I would win challenge after challenge, make it to the finals always, and it was one of the most fun times I've ever had. And
you also hosted the live finale just a few days ago.
And it didn't show who won yet.
And we still don't know who won.
Yeah, haha.
Oh my God.
You have to wait till next week.
My sister called me like, I don't know what to do. I still don't know who won. This is crazy.
I had friends literally leaving voicemails to me, just damning me to hell. Just saying, how dare you? How could you do this to us? We've been waiting months and months for this to happen, and finally we get to the day where we're going to find out who the Dirty 30 champion really is.
Yeah.
And then you make us wait another week? How dare you, sir?
So rude.
It is. But you know what? At 9 p.m., you will find out who we're giving away the biggest prize in challenge history at 9 p.m. and then leading it right in to the Challenge Champs versus Stars, which it's full of drama.
Yeah.
It's full of everything that you love about a challenge and more.
Ooh.
Because I'm in it. I'm hosting.
And I also want to talk about Total Divas a little bit. Okay. Is there anything in the current season of Total Divas that you were a little apprehensive about airing between you guys?
No, I'm an open book. I'm always been an open book my entire life. That's why I was on The Real World and 9 different reality shows. I've always been an open book. And I think nowadays, everyone's on a reality show with Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, with all the social media that's out there. I know exactly what's going on in like everyone's life. Like I always see The Rock promoting every movie, and I'm always backstage with him, I feel like. Kevin Hart, I see the same thing. The Miz, you can go on my Instagram. You know exactly where I am, what I'm doing, and what's going on. Everything is a reality show. So I'm the type of person that I'm an open book. So anything on Total Divas, I've been through it. And so my wife, you know, this is kind of her first time doing a reality show, and she's having a blast with it. We actually, you actually get to see the first time she tells me that we're actually going to have a child. So it's definitely something to look forward to.
And that was special. Also, you guys announced that in the WWE.
Yeah, that was so cool because Maryse and we met. I met my wife in WWE, and we got to announce to the world that we were having our first child in a WWE ring, and there's no place that we would rather do it.
Yeah, I was definitely crying a little bit when they made that
And it was the
announcement.
first time I think I've ever been cheered. Like,
Yeah.
I'm the bad guy. Like, I'm the villain, and every time I walk out into the audience, they just boo me.
Yeah.
Boo me out the building. And once I came out there and said that piece, they started cheering and started chanting yes, and I went, okay, so this is what it's like. This is what John Cena gets every week, right?
And then one last thing I want to talk about is how do you prepare for your big event? So, like, what are you doing to prepare for Sunday for Survivor Series?
You're looking at what I'm doing to prepare for
So much pressure.
Survivor Series. I am literally doing media all week leading up to Challenge Champs versus Stars, but also I study. I'm a bookworm. I'm the type of person that goes and watches Baron Corbin matches, seeing what he does well, what I feel like I can exploit, and I just look forward to getting in the ring because this is the first time we've ever had a singles match against one another. And let's face it, this guy is like 6'8", 265 pounds, and he's got an edge to him. So I guess you can call me the underdog, but I've been there for 10 years. I've been against everybody. I've been the main event of WrestleMania. So no matter what he puts forth onto me, I've had it and then some. I mean, I've been beaten up by Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
I think I can take on Baron Corbin.
Yeah. Well, I hope we're all Team Raw here. I know I'm definitely Team Raw.
Thank you.
And we're going to turn it over to some audience Q&A on that note.
Let's do it.
Hi, Miz. Thank you for being part of the Build series. My question for you is, if there was one thing you could change in the WWE, whether it be the talent, whether it be storylines, just the corporation in general, what would it be?
I'm always a big believer in giving people chances that maybe didn't have the chances that I think they deserve. For instance, the reason why I have the Miztourage, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel was because I saw them each and every week not giving them the platform that I felt that they deserved. So I said, give me these guys, and I guarantee I can literally give them the spotlight that I think they deserve, and I think that we can utilize their talents in ways that we aren't using them right now. And I think we're doing a great job with it. Miztourage,
Definitely.
you know, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel have come forth and have been doing a terrific job, and I think we can do more of that. I think there's a lot of talent, but there's only so much time that we're able to utilize that talent. So to put them with a guy like me, The Miz, and utilize them, I think that's what we can do better and do more of. Next question.
Hello. Hey, congrats on your success so far.
Thank you. It's a lot of it. But who's counting?
It's tough being you. So my question is, in your path to become a WWE wrestler, you faced a lot of adversity, whether you're too small or what have you. Can you talk about briefly how you faced that adversity and for those times where you felt like you couldn't go on, how you got through that a little bit?
Yeah, and there's a lot of it, trust me. I mean, even when I tried out for the Real World, everyone told me I wasn't going to make it. I mean, what's going to stand? I mean, back in the day, the Real World was one of the only reality shows out there, and 60,000 people would show up to try out. What's going to stand me out? What's going to make me one of the lucky 7 that actually get on the show? And I remember all my friends and family telling me, nah, you're not going to make it. You're not going to do it. And I said, you know what? I don't care what people think. I'm going to do it anyway. Tried out, made it on the show, and it changed my life forever. And then I said I'm going to be a WWE superstar. And when I said I was going to be a WWE superstar, everyone laughed at me. Said I was too small, wasn't athletic enough. There was no way I was going to go up against these 300-pound muscle build guys. But I was like, this is my dream. This is what I'm going to do. And I remained focused. And I think a lot of times people give up because they listen to the negativity. They listen to the part of their mind that says, but you have to do this. You have work. You have family. You have this person playing that person. You need to move. You need to go here. You can't travel as much. And then you get that fear. And once that fear takes over, you're done. And that's what I don't allow it to do. I allow myself to go into that fear, dive into it no matter what. And there has been so many times where whether it's hosting a show or going out on a show that I'm really nervous about, that I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want. Yes, even me, a person that goes out each and every week on live TV, there are moments where I am like, this is too much. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. And then I say, you know what? Go into it. It's all going to be fine. What's the worst that can happen? Someone makes fun of you on Twitter? Sorry, that's not enough to scare me away, all right? So I go out there and I dive into it, and that's what I think anyone can do, is just stick with it and go where your heart says.
Can we get a round of applause for that amazing,
Was that deserving of one?
That was awesome.
Really?
And a great way to kind of go into weekend. We have another question, but I also just want to say, it's a numbers game with the whole never give up. You look at John Hamm, you look at people that have had success a little later, not you, but people that have had success later in life. It's literally just a numbers game. And
But I think talent shines through, though, as well. John Hamm is a trained actor, a fantastic actor. Sometime or another, it was going to happen for him.
Yeah.
But it's just a waiting game sometimes. Like you're saying, it's like you have to wait for your opportunity. But when that opportunity presents itself, you better be ready.
Go.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thanks. We have one more question.
Hello, Miz. I've been a long-time fan of you since we rolled back to New York for the longest time ever, for about almost 15 years, and I've been a fan of your in-ring work in WWE. Now, here is my question: what are the do's and don'ts of locker room etiquette in the WWE?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm probably the wrong person to ask because I was actually thrown out of the locker room back in the day for quote-unquote disrespecting the ethics code. But, it's just being, nowadays, I think the locker room has completely changed. It's a complete 180, and it's a very positive atmosphere. And I think everyone is just about doing your best, giving the best show possible, whether you're on Raw or SmackDown Live. Each superstar goes out to try to make the other person look better than they truly are, and that's the goal that's set. You want to be the best, and if you want to be the best, the other person standing across from you, you better make them look like they're the best as well. And I think everyone is up for the task. I think we're doing a pretty great job of it, too.
Okay, wait. What exactly happened? Why did you get thrown out of the locker room?
I ate a piece of chicken over someone's bag.
Raw chicken?
No, it was just.
You ate a piece?
It was actually a very healthy piece of chicken, mind you. It was like rotisserie chicken. And I did not spill it on the bag. To this day, I still don't think I did. I think it was an over-exaggeration where the phone, when you play phone, you'd say a message, and then the other person, and then the whole other message got changed. That's what I believe happened. I may be wrong. I might have been cocky and arrogant and egotistical like my character portrays, but you never know.
There's no way to know.
We'll never know because I don't even know.
No way to know. All right, we got 2 more questions.
Hi. I was just curious, do you have any baby names in mind, or is that up to your wife?
Do you have any recommendations?
I don't know.
We don't actually have anything in mind yet. We're still talking about, my wife tells me every day, she goes, did you think of one? And I go, no, did you? She's like, I have a bunch in mind, but I'm not sure yet. So I don't want to tell you. So I'm like, well, are you sure you don't want to relay it off of each other? So we don't have any in mind yet.
Oh, okay.
Recommendations are welcome. My Twitter is @MikeTheMiz.
Thanks.
And no, she will not be named Mike Jr.
Micah.
My name is Brady. You are awesome, but you know that. But I'm a huge fan. I want to recommend Lily. I think it's a pretty name. Also,
Thank you.
you got it. So my question is, I read an article a few years ago written by Paul Heyman, and he listed you as a Paul Heyman guy. And I was surprised when I read it, but like also not surprised at all. So I was hoping you could speak on what influence or impact he had on your career. Also,
Huge impact.
do you think I should trade Michael Thomas for Demaryius Thomas and Duke Johnson?
No.
Thank you. I don't think
I always take the better player. Always take the better player rather than taking the depth, especially at this time when you're in the playoffs. Now, with Paul Heyman was so vital for my career. When I first got signed to WWE, I got sent to a developmental territory called Deep South Wrestling. And once a week, Paul Heyman would come down and have us cut promos for him and just basically educate us. And each week, he would just tell me, what I'm doing right, what I could do better. And he was the one that basically had me come up to Ohio Valley Wrestling from Deep South Wrestling so he could work with me even more. So when I first went to Deep South, I was a good guy. Believe it or not, people actually cheered for me, and we would sell out the arena, and I was the first ever Deep South heavyweight champion as a good guy, and people liked me. So they always tell you, if you can sell out the arenas at one territory, can you do it in others? So they wanted to take me to Ohio Valley Wrestling. So I went to Ohio Valley Wrestling, and I was a good guy. They didn't like me in Ohio Valley Wrestling at all. And so Paul was like, let's make you a bad guy. And so I cut this promo, and from then on, I was a bad guy, and Paul was just so on me about everything, teaching me the ins and outs. And people don't know this. Like, I feel like I was one of the first Paul Heyman guys. But yeah, in Ohio Valley Wrestling, I mean, in my developmental territory days, developing into the Miz, Paul was right there with me, honing in on that character and honing in on everything. He's an amazing brain in the WWE. I mean, we're very lucky to have him around.
Definitely. And a couple just got engaged during one of his promos last week.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not.
A couple got engaged in the middle of his promo with Brock Lesnar.
I must have missed that.
Oh, it was
something to watch?
It was something to watch.
Did he cut it into them, or was he celebratory?
A little bit.
Little bit?
A little bit. He was like, you just interrupted Paul Heyman for this?
That's pretty good, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can interrupt Paul Heyman during
Yeah.
imagine if she said no, though.
I know. Well, because the chant, they started chanting, she said yes. And so people were like, wait, what just happened? And
Wow. So he actually had it planned where he was like in the audience.
yeah.
And while the promo on live TV is
Yes,
going on,
sir.
she said yes, started going on. Wow. That is
Paul
some
Heyman and Brock
planning.
Lesnar, yeah.
That is some planning.
Yeah, so you should go watch that.
I will definitely.
Well, thank you so much for coming, Mike. And tune in to the challenge Champs vs. Stars on MTV next Tuesday at 10. And don't miss Survivor Series this Sunday on the WWE Network.
Could also watch Total Divas on
And
E as
Total
well.
Divas on E.
Monday Night Raw. Thank you guys for all your questions. Great questions as always. Thank you guys to Build for having me.
Thank you.
Did I just finish your whole thing?